Get ready for the latest breaking news. Thermon just announced massive acceleration in demand for its liquid load bank products, targeting the booming data center market. We dive into the details of this huge pipeline, including the $400 million opportunity and what this means for the future of industrial infrastructure.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALEN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we shift gears to the climate tech revolution. We explore how the massive build-out in AI infrastructure is creating unprecedented demand for clean energy technologies, and how investors like Elemental Impact are helping to commercialize these solutions, from carbon-rich waste to sustainable aviation fuel. Now we turn to the urban battleground. A small Wisconsin city has achieved a major victory against a proposed data center, and we look at the grassroots organizing toolkit that is now helping other communities fight back against this relentless wave of tech infrastructure. Finally, we look at the power front. Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff is launching a major inquiry into the impact of AI data centers on local power bills, demanding assurances that these massive energy users will pay their own way. Don't miss this critical update. Subscribe now for all the news you need. Thermon has announced accelerating demand for its liquid load bank products, driven by the rapid expansion of data center infrastructure, particularly those supporting artificial intelligence (AI) operations. The company reported that its quote log for liquid load banks has surpassed $100 million as of April 2026, marking nearly a 70% increase in just 2 months. Furthermore, Thermon's multi-year pipeline for these solutions now totals approximately $400 million, with 80 units already ordered since the product's launch. CEO Bruce Thames highlighted the strength of early customer adoption, stating that these offerings are expected to contribute 5 to 7% to organic growth. This positive outlook is supported by a 22% rebound in capital project activity observed through the first 3 quarters of fiscal 2026. The growth trajectory is significant. Thermon forecasts the total market opportunity for liquid load banks to expand at an estimated 20% annually through 2032. To meet this surging demand, the company has expanded its manufacturing capacity. This momentum underscores Thermon's expanding role in data center infrastructure, capitalizing on secular trends in data centers, increased power demand, and electrification. Investors are advised to monitor order conversion rates, capacity utilization, and how these trends translate into sustained revenue and margin performance. Climate tech investment is accelerating as massive energy demands from data centers and AI infrastructure create unprecedented market pull for clean energy and critical materials. Don Lippert of Elemental Impact noted that the current environment presents a unique opportunity for growth-stage climate technology companies, contrasting with the volatility of the past year. Demand from tech giants is dramatically shortening the sales cycles historically faced by clean energy developers, allowing commercialization to happen in record time. Elemental, working closely with major players like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, leverages these structures to accelerate innovation. Elemental, based in Honolulu, deploys catalytic capital to de-risk climate solutions and move them toward commercialization. The organization reports that $107 million deployed has unlocked nearly $12 billion in additional funding through its efforts, with its affiliated venture fund, Earthshot Ventures, focusing on later-stage solutions. At its annual showcase, Elemental Interactive, this week during San Francisco Climate Week, will feature portfolio companies. These include Vaulted Deep, which converts carbon-rich waste into biomass, Mitra Chem, which speeds up the manufacturing of critical battery components, BurnBot, which uses robotics for wildfire mitigation, and Pono Energy, which cultivates camelina for sustainable aviation fuel. Elemental has also increased its focus on e-waste solutions with MALG, which uses robotic microfactories to extract critical materials from factory waste, and reinvested in Bedrock Energy, which offers geothermal as a service to commercial real estate. Facing a valley of death for first-of-a-kind FOAK projects, Elemental is strategically using financial instruments like the Development Safe, a synthetic development loan, to fund early infrastructure builds. This approach allows them to recycle capital quickly, having returned initial investments within 7 months for the next project. Furthermore, Elemental emphasizes embedding community engagement early in project development to de-risk permitting and build stronger community partnerships. This is exemplified by funding geothermal apprenticeship programs with local universities to build talent pipelines. Despite the opportunities, the surge in data center build-out has generated environmental pushback, leading to cancellations of nearly half of clean energy and data center projects last year. Lippert stressed that philanthropy is becoming crucial for bridging financing gaps and ensuring that vital technologies are not lost, highlighting Elemental's role in using capital to attract broader investment. A small Wisconsin city has successfully resisted a proposed data center development through robust grassroots organizing and a growing statewide coalition, providing a blueprint for other communities facing similar infrastructure challenges. Organizers in Menomonee have developed a toolkit to combat hyperscale data center proposals nationwide. The struggle against data center development is escalating across the country as developers plan massive, warehouse-like structures to power the artificial intelligence boom. With approximately 3,000 new data centers planned or under construction nationally as of last October, experts project global data center spending could reach $3 trillion by 2029. Wisconsin has seen an acceleration of this trend, with the state passing a sales and use tax exemption for qualified data centers in 2023. This has led to over $57 billion in proposed projects statewide, including several behemoth hyperscale facilities. In towns like Beaver Dam, Mount Pleasant, and Port Washington, voters recently approved referendums restricting future data center development. The Menomonee case highlights the challenges of community protection. News of a proposed $1.6 billion data center project, which involved secretive negotiations and non-disclosure agreements signed by city leadership, caught residents by surprise. Despite fierce local opposition, including community demonstrations, social media mobilization, and increased attendance at city council meetings, the city council initially moved forward with rezoning. Residents raised serious concerns regarding the potential negative impacts of these facilities, including strain on municipal water resources, increased utility costs, and environmental pollution from noise and light. Residents in nearby areas have already reported disruptions from construction and water shortages. Organizers swiftly mobilized, building a strong local presence, with a Facebook group reaching over half the town's population. Pressure ultimately led the mayor to notify the developer that the city would not proceed with the development agreement, and the city council subsequently voted to implement new regulations on data center projects. To support other communities, Menomonee organizers developed a comprehensive toolkit. This resource details the impacts of data centers, success stories, and community organizing tactics. Furthermore, the coalition has achieved significant legislative wins, including a state representative introducing a bill to prohibit non-disclosure agreements for data center proposals. While advocates call for a moratorium on construction to allow for meaningful guardrails, the coalition emphasizes the importance of proactive, swift organizing to protect communities. Atlanta, Georgia Senator John Ossoff has announced the launch of an inquiry into the impact of artificial intelligence data centers on power bills across the state. Ossoff stated on Monday that he had sent a letter to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, urging them to ensure Georgia families are protected from escalating electricity costs resulting from increased investment in AI data centers throughout the state. Ossoff's letter specifically addressed the Georgia Public Service Commission's rule, which was approved last year to allow data centers to be billed for energy usage exceeding 100 megawatts under different rate structures than standard customers. The inquiry seeks assurances from FERC regarding the credibility and enforceability of commitments made by prominent technology companies to pay their own way for data center power usage and infrastructure costs. Senator Ossoff emphasized the immediate financial strain on residents, noting that Georgia families are already experiencing sky-high power bills. He pointed out that the Georgia Public Service Commission has indicated that new energy brought online through recently approved generation agreements will primarily serve large new customers, such as data centers. Ossoff warned that without adequate safeguards in place, the higher prices and capital costs associated with increased energy generation could inevitably be passed on to Georgia residents.